everyone, my name is Tina, and welcome to my Genshin channel. UGC is out, and there are already so many incredible modes out there. With Halloween coming very soon, there are scary story maps if you wanna play some of those. There are also maps taken on already well-known games like Overwatch, if you got bored with the original one. There are fighting games, just so much to choose from. However, even among so many of them across all the servers, there are still some just exclusive to the Chinese servers. These maps never got English translations and haven't been uploaded to any other server outside China, at least to my knowledge at the time of recording this video. But if you have played these on your servers or just seen something similar, feel free to write me a comment and let others know too, so we can all enjoy Miliastra Wonderland. With all that being said though, I just want to showcase some of the maps you may have not seen yet from other English creators, and potentially even to raise some awareness to them, so eventually everyone could play these games no matter where they are. There is one notable type of game that I'm really missing on my Asia account, one that was even featured in the official teaser video. Of course, I'm talking about a MOBA, games like League of Legends or Dota. There are a lot of attempts on the Chinese server to recreate some of those well-known maps from the other games, albeit they are still in an unfinished state, more like as a proof of concept. In a few months, I'm sure there will be full-fledged MOBAs on all servers, but I want to talk about one specific map that you could even see in the background of the Chinese special program, a map called Abyss Brawl, kind of a wordplay on our Abyss and the Howling Abyss League of Legends era map. I have to say, I was genuinely surprised how polished and fun this mode was. It actually felt like I'm playing League with definitely less toxicity. But similar to League, we have 4 roles here, being Fighter, Marksman, Mage and Support. While I used to main Support in League, I decided to take on more carry roles in Genshin, and first tried out Mage, and have to say, just like I remember from League, Mage was really bad. I barely dealt any damage, my skills were kinda useless, and it just wasn't fun. However, then I switched to Marksman and my god, it's a little too OP. You have your mobility skill, you have an arrow barrage, similar to someone like Ashe in League of Legends or Draw Ranger in Dota. You have a pretty large range to attack in, and the circles around everyone helps a lot with auto spacing. You can also choose who you want to lock onto, be it prioritizing minions, lowest HP enemy, closest enemy, or turrets. Again, similar to League, you get XP and level up, with each new level unlocking skill enchantments, and level 6 you unlock your ultimate. You can also of course buy items with your gold, but they are just pretty simple stat increases or giving you crit and cooldown reduction. I think that was a pretty good overview of everything Abyss Brawl has to offer, and I have to say I'm genuinely surprised this is not a way more popular mode out on every single server. I hope that very soon everyone can try it out, since while I'm not playing League of Legends anymore, it was definitely part of my life at one point, and even today I am following its esports scene pretty closely, so naturally this is the mode that interested me the most. Staying on topic with well-known games, there are obviously a lot of them. Even on the other servers, Counter-Strike was a popular base for many shooters, and a lot of maps just literally using the good old Dust 2. Have to say though, some of the redesigns are actually really creative, like I would genuinely love to play some rounds in this very Genshin themed Dust 2, but also some stick closer to the CS style and build a whole game around that. One of the most famous China exclusive modes of that is Element of Warfare, referring to the famous Hoyo Fair animation series with the same name. And while I like it in concept, I have to admit, I am so horrible in that game. The controls feel very weird compared to FPS games like CS, it just feels slower, and the fact I chose AVP with my 200 ping definitely didn't help much either. Given the fact others were getting kills and I was perma-bad on frag, I write it off as, of course, ping issues and not just the fact that I never really play FPS games. But have to say, the mode was very well made. It's one of the most popular modes in China right now, and I can appreciate the Dust 2 nod to give some familiarity. CS items like flashbang, smoke or grenade are tied to your roles, which you can choose at the start by, as the name suggests, choosing an element. That also gives you your weapon for the game, which you can't change later on. So if you chose the cryo sniper and you're a noob on 200 ping, yeah, you're screwed. But I actually found some success with the Electro Gunner, who has something like an AK, and their ability being a flashbang. I got some nice kills with it, but also sometimes I flashbang myself, so I guess this is all just like real CS. And just like in real CS, when you're done playing, you can always... Oh, gold, 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 gold! Was Alta! To take a break from maps of other well-known games, a trend I noticed and actually quite liked was that a lot of the original adventure and survival maps having something like of an observer or scenery mode made by the original creator. To give you two examples, two maps you can also play on the global servers are Island Adventure and Rebuild Fairy Town. In the later, your job is to, well, rebuild this fairy town by gathering resources and learning about the story behind the residents. An island adventure is somewhat similar too. You need to survive on this deserted island, have the creatures there, craft and build up your base. Both are pretty fun to play when you have some free time, but if you're just curious how the game looks like when you're done with everything, you can move around freely in these already completed stages, check out how the residents are once everything is restored, or, in the case of Island Adventure, you can even have the option to teleport to main locations and relive those memories you spent in the game. This is not a huge thing, and I would assume once you're done with everything else, adding this second map is not that hard, but I still appreciate it, especially as a content creator, just thinking about all the footage I can get here when I'm done editing my video and just wanting a thumbnail or something like that. And even besides these, if you wanna just chill and not fight all day, there are actually quite a lot of board games and card games implemented too. Like I tried out a Monopoly-like game where you could buy houses, when people stepping on them they have to pay. Obviously with your usual actions happening sometimes when you can either lose some money or gain extra depending on your luck. It was pretty fun, but not gonna lie, without flipping the table and sparking heated arguments with the family, it's not even that much fun. Another game I liked a lot is basically a carbon copy of the popular card game Exploding Kittens. If you don't know that game, you have a pack of cards where you can draw from and you have to avoid pulling the bomb. You may have bomb defusing cards in your hands if that happens, but if you don't, you are out immediately. Obviously, you have the usual swap the cards with the players, etc, etc. It has a lot of the original game's cards, and I was surprised how well they implemented all the rules of it. There are many card games in UGC, but I have to say, I just really like the creativity of making each card with like Genshin assets, and it kinda made me wanting to make a Genshin Dixit. If I was any smart and knew how to use Miliastra Sandbox, maybe one day. I'm definitely not as creative as some of those creators, and that is especially true for the next map I wanna showcase, which, I'll be honest, I don't know if that was based on any known game. I haven't heard of this concept yet, but this is genius. It's called the Battle of Red and Blue, and the basic concept is that you can change between being red and blue. When you're red, you can only interact with red objects, so you cannot cross the blue bridge. However, that also means you will be invulnerable to blue obstacles and like blue explosives. It's a really cool concept, and the puzzles built around this simple mechanic were challenging, but fun. The story was about Dr. Black Cat, which my own Black Cat enjoyed a lot, who got corrupted, and we had to save this doctor by completing the puzzles and fighting the big bad robot at the end by utilizing all the previously mentioned mechanics. And my only complaint was, I just wish there was more. It took me about 20 minutes in total to beat, but it was an extremely fun concept that I really hope exists elsewhere in gaming. So if you know what this game was based on, then let me know. I guess it's somewhat similar to those MOBA game ads, but this is definitely better made. And finally, the last mod I want to talk about is another single-player adventure called The Mountain Climber. I kinda get why this was not ported to other servers, since it has a lot of story to it about a villager looking for his friend on the top of a mountain, with our task being finding him and bringing him home for dinner. This is basically a parkour type of game where you need to look for the hints left by this villager doing his climb, and following those trails we need to climb this tricky mountain as well. You can see all the usual elements with platforms that break if you stand on them for too long, enemies that will knock you down so you have to get around them, and some quite annoying parts. Okay, I need to jump here. Ugh. Oh no, no! No, no, oh. Okay, close now. I have the angle. I think in the end that part alone took me about 20 tries. But using all kinds of help, even involving magic vision, eventually, after quite a long time, I was able to reach the top and see the villagers saying, "The world is at my feet. The peaks bow down to me." It was a cute little story with a lot of challenge but rewarding results. Obviously there are a lot more maps being made, some are unfinished, some are proof of concept, but everywhere I looked I just seen so many creativity on all servers. I really wish once the creator reaches the maximum level 5, they could be able to share the maps on all servers, but given the fact how separated the Chinese servers are from the rest, and of course there always being some language barrier, I unfortunately don't see it happening anytime soon. Not to say that other servers don't have promising maps, there are creative people all around the world. With this video, I just wanted to showcase a part of Miliastra Wonderland that I don't think we'll get many looks from the English community. I hope this mode will flourish because even just the first iteration brought so much fun for me, and I cannot wait to see how far it will improve with time. With that being said, if there are any modes you guys particularly liked, or if there are ones you want me to make a video about, feel free to leave me a comment. Halloween coming very soon. I'm definitely planning making a little spookier video for that. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe. Have a see you on my Genshin channel and see you in the next one. Bye bye!